The crowd roars. The yellow jerseys gleam under the stadium lights. But for more than 2 decades, one question has echoed through Brazilian football. Who will become the next great number 9? Since the legendary Ronaldo Nazário, the unstoppable Fenomeno, who terrorized defenders and delivered Brazil's last World Cup triumph in 2002, the Seleção have searched endlessly for a true heir to that sacred shirt. Yes, we've seen flashes of brilliance. Roberto Firmino, with his quick feet and clever movement, teased us with moments of magic. Gabriel Jesus, at times, looked ready to shoulder the burden, but neither could fully seize the crown. One game they'd shine, the next they'd fade. Consistency, Ronaldo's greatest weapon, was missing. And so, from 2002 through 2022, Brazil's strike force remained a patchwork of promise and frustration. World Cups came and went. Fans dreamed, then despaired. The number 9 position stayed cursed. But football never stops evolving, and Brazil never stops producing talent. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup draws closer, a new wave of young forwards is turning that old narrative upside down. For the first time in years, Brazilian fans can believe that the future at center forward is not only bright, it might be golden. And the names leading this revival are already making headlines across Europe. João Pedro, Matheus Cunha, and a resurgent Richarlison. Let's start with the name everyone is talking about, João Pedro. When Chelsea announced his signing, some questioned whether the Premier League spotlight might be too heavy for a 22-year-old. Those doubts lasted about 5 matches. In his first 5 appearances, João Pedro produced 4 goals and 2 assists. He didn't just score, he dazzled. His movement off the ball confuses defenders. His finishing is clinical, and his confidence seems unshakable. Match after match, his performance rating stays above 7. Remarkable consistency in one of the toughest leagues in the world. For Brazil, this is exactly what the Seleção have craved. A striker who doesn't just appear in moments, but delivers week after week. If João Pedro maintains this form through the next 2 seasons, he will not simply be an option for 2026. He could be the centerpiece of the entire attack. Across England, another Brazilian forward is quietly building his case. Matheus Cunha, now wearing the famous red of Manchester United, has been a tireless worker whenever given the chance. Cunha may not yet have the headline numbers of João Pedro, but managers and teammates praise his intelligence and selfless movement. He presses relentlessly, drops deep to link play, and shows a knack for big-game composure. Whenever Brazil's national team has called on him, he has delivered reliable performances. In a tournament as demanding as the World Cup, coaches love players who do the unseen work. Cunha offers exactly that, making him a perfect tactical piece for 2026. Then, there is Richarlison, the fiery forward whose passion sometimes overshadows his statistics. After a difficult stretch last season, many wondered if his best days were behind him. But the Tottenham Hotspur striker has roared back, already scoring 2 goals in the new Premier League campaign and looking sharper with every match. Richarlison brings something unique, pure fight. He thrives on chaos, feeds off the crowd, and never shies away from pressure. In knockout tournaments, that kind of fearless mentality can be priceless. The weight of Brazil's number 9 shirt is enormous. It's the jersey worn by Romario in 1994, by Ronaldo in 2002, by generations of heroes who defined Brazilian football's attacking soul. For years, that weight crushed every successor. Fans compared every misstep to the perfection of the past. But today, the conversation feels different. Rather than one hope, Brazil suddenly has options. A trio of strikers, each with a distinct style. João Pedro, the polished finisher. Matheus Cunha, the tireless creator. Richarlison, the warrior with an edge. This depth is exactly what coaches dream of when preparing for a World Cup. No longer must Brazil scramble to fill the role. They can choose the striker who best fits the opponent or unleash them together in rotating combinations. Remember, it has been 24 years since Brazil last lifted the World Cup. The heartbreak of 2014 on home soil. the disappointment of 2018 and 2022. Each tournament brought a painful reminder of how hard it is to stay on top. But football is a game of cycles, and Brazil's cycle of frustration may finally be turning. Young stars like Vinicius Junior and Rodrygo already light up the wings. The midfield is brimming with creative energy. And now, at long last, the number 9 question seems closer to an answer. The 2026 World Cup, hosted across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, will feature more teams, more matches, and more global attention than ever before. For Brazil, it represents not just another chance at glory, but a potential rebirth. If João Pedro continues to rack up goals for Chelsea, if Matheus Cunha cements himself as a Manchester United regular, if Richarlison maintains his fiery form, then head coach Carlo Ancelotti will have the luxury of abundance, a problem Brazilian fans will happily embrace. For years, Brazil's hunt for a world-class center forward felt like chasing a ghost. From 2002's triumph to 2022's quarterfinal exit, the Seleção lacked that one striker who could shoulder the responsibility Ronaldo once carried so easily. But the next chapter may finally be different. With João Pedro dazzling in London, Matheus Cunha grinding in Manchester, and Richarlison roaring back in North London, the fabled number 9 shirt no longer feels cursed. So when the lights shine in 2026 and the world watches Brazil once again, the question will no longer be, who will wear the 9? It might instead be, which of these lethal forwards will carry Brazil to glory? The wait has been long. The stakes are massive. And for Brazilian fans everywhere, hope is once again alive.